Finding my style within street photography has been one of the most challenging but rewarding parts of the process. Just when I think I've found my style, I end up experimenting or discovering something new, which makes me question everything again. 3 photos in 3 different styles, all taken by me, but which of these best depicts my photographic style? My name is Manit. I've been working as a pharmacist during the day, and during my free time I've been doing street photography. So this channel is basically me documenting that journey and sharing the process. So it's a look that you've developed within photography which is uniquely yours. So if you were to look at a photo from a photographer, you'd be able to tell who that photographer was just from the image itself. There would be one or many factors which are unique to the photographer. For example, the light they shoot in, the angle they shoot, the composition, focal length, or the use of depth of field, or a combination of all of these. So if I had to describe my photographic style, I would describe it as being moody, cinematic, atmospheric, and dark in nature, and often it normally revolves around one isolated subject within a wider scene. And when I looked back through my portfolio, there are 5 images which constantly stand out to me. So this is one of my favourite photos, and it was taken in the Barbican in London. I like the mystery that this photo creates, and it makes the viewer wonder what's going on and is very secretive in nature. The edit also pushes it further, making it feel like it's a still from a film. So this photo is of a man sat alone in a restaurant. It's following on from the isolated figure theme, but this photo is a lot warmer and contemplative in nature. It shows a single moment of time of introspection, and I like that it contrasts well with the location of where it was taken, which is London, showing a quiet moment at the end of the day in a hectic and chaotic city. This is another dark and mysterious photo which I took in Hong Kong. I like it because of the layering used. So the photo was shot through a window, and you can see the cartoon reflection, which only enhances the mystery of the photo. In the background you can see a lone figure, and that's only enhanced with the blues and the shadows, which creates a unique, mysterious photo. So this photo is more cinematic in nature, and I like it due to the composition, the layering, and the timing of the shots. So this photo was also taken in Hong Kong. When I took the photo, I found a gap in the vegetation. That's where I waited till a taxi passed through it, and I got the timing spot on. For this photo, it feels like it's part of a much bigger story, and I think that's what draws me into it. This photo is different to the others. It's taken in black and white, and it's taken at 28mm. It was taken in Prague, and compared to the previous photos which showed isolated figures and used a darker editing style, contrasted with cool and warm tones, this photo shows scale within the scene. It's a lot more busy and grand in nature. However, despite this, there are still some elements of isolation within it, and this contrast is what draws me to the photo. So it started with inspiration from photos that I saw on Instagram from other photographers. So when I saw these photos, I asked myself, what is it about these photos I like? And what I found was I liked the moody feel of them, I liked the use of cool and warm tones together, I liked how atmospheric they felt, I liked how filmic they felt cinematic. They didn't just look good, they actually made me feel a certain way, and that feeling is what I wanted to recreate within my own work. So then once I had this idea of what I liked and why, I was then able to recreate this within my own street photography. At the start, I didn't really know how to use a camera, I didn't really know how to edit photos, I didn't really know anything really, so I had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning to this day. And what I found was by staying consistent, by putting the work in, by experimenting, by learning, by just shooting overall, my own preferences started to come through, and I started to see a style appear within my work. And the learning is still by no means done. I'm still experimenting, I'm still learning, and my style will still change in the future. Gear has played a part within my photography because it's allowed me to experiment with different focal lengths and apertures through the use of prime lenses and zoom lenses. Gear itself hasn't made me a better street photographer, and even if I only had one lens, a 35mm, which I had at the start, I'd still have just as much fun doing photography, and my style would still emerge the same way. At the start of the video, I showed you 3 different photos, and I asked you which ones best represented my photography style, and the truth is, All of them, they all do. They all represent my style at different parts of this journey, and all three of these represent different scenes that I'm naturally drawn to. For a long time I thought finding your photographic style was arriving somewhere, but now I feel the opposite. I feel like your photographic style isn't something that you find once. It's something that slowly reveals itself every time you go out and shoot. For me, mine is still changing, and I hope that continues. So if you're still worried about finding your own style, don't worry about chasing it. Instead, focus on shooting what you're naturally drawn to. One day you might look back and find that your style was always there to begin with.